Fantasy football fans, listen up. If you love fantasy football like we do, then you need to try a few best ball leagues on our new favorite app, Draft. Here's how it works. It's a season-long best ball format. Once you're done drafting, that's it. No trades, no waiver wire. You don't even have to set your lineup. Your best players get automatically selected, and you'll get the best score every week. You can draft a team anytime you want, and the best part is you can play for cold, hard cash. Leagues start from just $3, so there's a league for everyone. Just search Draft, D-R-A-F-T, in the App Store, or go to playdraft.com and come play free with promo code FAKEPIGSKIN. For a limited time only, all new players get a free entry into the $3 best ball draft when you make your first deposit. But you have to use our promo code FAKEPIGSKIN. All right, guys, let's do this. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Doing well. What's up, Mike? Also joined today with my friend Zach Van Kirk from Arizona. What's up, Zach?
So,
all right, fuck you. First topic we're going into is the preseason week 3. We got some revenge games on the schedule for daily fantasy sports players. Mike, what's a good revenge game this week that you're keeping an eye on?
So last year I didn't know that people were so into DFS in the preseason, but I guess that's where people make their money. I've seen a lot of degenerates out there doing stuff on preseason DFS. Week 3 is probably a little bit more like the NFL as it pertains to who's playing, because that's what they call usually the dress rehearsal. So I would look at a revenge game. Right now the Miami Dolphins and the Philadelphia Eagles playing on Thursday night. For all you IDP DFS guys or anyone wanting to take the Miami defense and special teams, you got Kiko Alonso and Byron Maxwell, both former Eagles, on that defense. They're probably looking to take out whatever's left of what Chip Kelly destroyed over there before he got rid of both of them. And then in Tennessee, Chicago, Zach will talk about that one.
oh yeah, so the Tennessee-Chicago game, it's a huge revenge game. It's Kendall Wright, the wide receiver 6 on the Bears, which is surprising because they only have like 5 receivers. He's going to play against his old team, the Titans, and he's probably going to suck. May not even get a snap until the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. No, actually, he's going to get a snap. He's going to fumble a punt or something stupid like that. That's what's going to happen.
Well, that's not helpful. That's not helpful at all.
Oh, so don't start him. Don't put him on your roster in DFS, and completely forget his name altogether, just like the Titans have.
All right. The one that I'm looking at is Geno Smith and Brandon Marshall versus the Jets. I thought Geno Smith still played for the Jets, so that's a surprise. But Brandon Marshall, who's injured and will probably never be the same again, is going up against his former team, even though every receiver in New York for the New York Giants is injured.
Yeah, Geno Smith, he's the backup, and I think he's fighting with Josh Johnson for snaps. So you'll get Eli in the first half, and you'll probably get a lot of Geno Smith in the second half. So it's probably, the Jets are bad at defense, and that's probably going to eat. Go ahead.
They're bad at everything. They're the worst team in the NFL.
They are. They're very bad. So, so today, this is the first edition of this podcast, so it's going to be a little choppy, probably bad, probably worse than it's usually going to be. But what we want to do here is keep it real. We want to be able to look at things, from more of a microscope, but still in a vacuum. One thing we really want to look at is some bad advice, calling it the bad analysis factory, because as smart as you can be, there's still some bad advice you can give. Even the smartest analysts love some hot takes. So, Josh, you want to kick us off with that?
Yeah, I'd love to. My first bit of bad advice in memory of the place we all met, Dynasty Football Factory. My first bit of advice is don't draft guys in Dynasty because their QB is old. So if you have an old QB, do not draft their receivers at all. Like Brandon Cooks, stay away from him.
Yep. Same with Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown.
Odell
Michael
Beckham.
Thomas.
Yeah, Michael Thomas. Yeah.
Bye, Mike Thomas. Sterling Shepard, fuck him. He's awful.
I think Matt Ryan's like 32, so stay away from Julio Jones.
Yeah, don't get near Julio.
No.
Oh, so then Aaron Rodgers would fall into that too then.
Yes. Yep.
So pretty much everyone.
No Jordy.
Jordy.
Yeah, no Jordy, no Cobb, no anybody. Yeah, good call. I've seen that. That's interesting because quarterbacks don't really start becoming don't really hit their peak until they're 30. But hey, you know what? Let's just stay away from players because their quarterback may not play in a few years.
We want young guys. We don't care if they're good at fantasy football. We just want guys that are young. And if they're old, they're not young. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So,
I saw somebody. I saw someone today online on the Twitters say that they're going to stay away from Nick Chubb because he will be 23 and he's too old.
Oh shit!
Yeah, just
23, that's old,
don't draft him. So next year,
he's like 10 carries away from getting a senior citizens discount.
For all you Devy guys out there, Nick Chubb, bad pick. The other one, another bad analysis, part of the bad analysis factory that we're gonna do here every week. Skipping the wide receiver or a start sit based on projected cornerback matchups. This comes up a lot. So you got guys who are playing against a shutdown corner and they're telling you don't play them. That's probably some bad advice too. Most of the time, they're going to get theirs. Receivers are still going to get theirs. I believe last year.
You're telling me that I should start Odell Beckham Jr. versus Josh Norman, and I should also start Des Bryant against Josh Norman? That's ridiculous. I'm never doing that.
No, because cornerbacks are always more strong, and also don't play anybody against the Falcons cornerback shutdown corner. Mike Evans, bench him. I heard that advice last year. So yeah,
Trufant's going to be lights out.
Yes, Trufant. That's right. Trufant in a vacuum over Mike Evans, and the whole NFC South really. So no Thomas, no Julio, no Evans, no Calvin Benjamin. Exactly. Third bit of bad advice, assuming that the PPR back is the next in line to be the bell cow because of injury. I feel like this has gone away from that. People would always say, "Oh, you got to draft the the handcuff," and then the handcuff is not the guy you think it is. Usually, guys are the backup or the pass catching back because they can't run between tackles. I did this last year. I'm going to draft Charles Sims and Shane Vereen, and that. I think I finished last in that league because they're not running backs; they're just extensions of receivers. So,
but what about that 1 year or that 2 years when D'Angelo Williams was a really good handcuff to Le'Veon Bell?
You're right. You should always do that.
So I'm going to go ahead and draft.
Just draft all backups. 0 RB. Draft all backups.
Rod Smith, Alfred Morris, and Darren McFadden. That would actually work though. So
in best ball, and you could probably do that in play with DraftKings and Play Draft, and use fake pigskin at.
Ooh, cross promotional.
Yep,
I love it.
I know. Maybe they're going to merge one day. You never know.
You never know. That's synergy right there.
Yes. Moving on to bodied. So no one really gets bodied unless you're on Twitter. Most of the time, you don't know what that means. That's usually an insult. It's usually someone that's just got buried. As our old friend Andrew said, you get ethered. There's just a lot of words to use bodied. But this week, a couple people got bodied on Twitter. I saw a couple, well, I'm going to use unnamed sources, but just to not call anybody out, but fantasy football analysts who reference unnamed sources to push their brand, but also try to use it to drive value up and down on players. Thoughts
on? Are you quite possibly referring to our Darius Stewart?
I am.
In domestic violence?
Okay. I am referring to that. I saw that, and I've yet to see anything else. But if a credible source says it, it must be true, even though nobody else saw it. But yet,
that credible source was what? He coached Pee Wee football, though.
I think
he's got to have a lot of connections.
I think he has a book or something.
Oh, he's got a book.
Yes. So, but
like a book report or like an essay?
No, like a report, like a report of things of players. But that's usually what happens. If
About like the developmental players, maybe.
yes, I think they call him Devi. The Devi
Yes.
report.
That's just college football, right? That's just college
That's a
football.
Debbie report.
And
I got you.
and it makes sense because I saw Darius Stewart. I had him in Devi last year when no one did, and so I think he's mad about that, and now he's trying to drive his value down by saying he got arrested.
So this is a personal attack on you. Got it.
Yep, and I'm still waiting to hear a follow-up on that because I've been trying to buy our Darius everywhere, but no one wants to touch him. Or I'm trying to sell him, but nobody wants to touch him. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
I'm sure the guy that wrote the report of Debbie is buying him everywhere as well, and it worked out in his favor.
It did.
So,
We should try
I'm
that
sure
too.
he, shared that tweet that had, 15 likes with that guy in his home fantasy league that doesn't actually use Twitter. I'm sure he screenshotted it and showed him that. He's like, hey, look, it's happening. Just blocked out his name.
Unnamed sources got bodied this week. So,
wow.
yes.
I have a person that got bodied, and unfortunately, it was myself. I got bodied earlier today. I tweeted, the word truther gets thrown around a bit too much, in my opinion. As a community, we need to give it a concrete definition. Thoughts? And our good friend, a friend of the podcast, Deborah T. Adams, tweeted. She tweeted back to me, and she said, truther is a government official who embraced alternative explanations instead of pure truth to showcase situations in a different light. So, damn, Deborah.
So it sounds like she just, I think she must have like alerts when the word truther comes up on a tweet, and then she probably just goes through them and comments. She's probably one step away from being a bot.
Wow.
But you did get bodied because you asked the
got
question. You asked it rhetorically, and she gave you a legit answer, and you were bodied.
Wow.
Someone else got bodied. Most people in this situation got bodied this week too. People with names from history. This is a bad week for guys with names from history. I believe a guy named Robert Lee. I think his middle initial is Robert E. Lee as well.
It's Edward.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's legit, and he is being pulled off of broadcast because of some political stuff that's going on. We're not a political pod, but guys with names that bad things happen in the past, you're going to be screwed for a while. So, I can't really go into too much detail. I just know that, if you're O Bin Ladens and your S Husseins, I mean, you guys are going to have a bad rap for a long time.
Or Lee H. Oswald.
Yes.
Oh, shit, that's terrible.
Yeah. What's good is guys with names that are good from history are probably going to get a tick up in value moving forward. Like anyone named like Martin King, John Kennedy, George Washington, they're probably all going to be like, whoa, you're good people.
Right.
I'm pretty sure George Washington is playing for a college team right now.
I think they are a college team.
Yeah, that's also true.
So
that was George Mason.
There's also a Georgetown and there's probably a George Washington. I think it's one of those like fake like directional online colleges not credited.
I got you.
University of Phoenix.
So I can be a paralegal through George Washington online.
Yes, and Salem State at Alabama A&M. I think that's a huge up and coming online college. And I think
they're a powerhouse across.
I think we just gave them some free
University of
advertising.
Tennessee?
Yes,
Tennessee?
yeah, just straight up Tennessee.
What's that?
It's a bet.
Tennessee University of College.
Yes,
Oh.
yeah, the volunteer nation.
People can read in Tennessee. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, congratulations, Knoxville, Nashville.
Thanks for taking a break from your moonshine to learn how to read a book.
Yes, and speaking of Tennessee, we got a lot of news coming. I believe we had Josh. You met one of our other contributors in Tennessee last weekend, Austin.
I did. I went to his place of work. He works for the Nashville Sounds. He got me free tickets to see the game.
Yeah, we got to advertise. We can't say that on here.
Sorry.
The college baseball team.
It's not college. It's AAA.
Oh, AAA. I'm sorry.
It's the athletics affiliate out of Nashville.
Can't say that either.
Yeah,
Oh,
the Oakland baseball team.
Oakland based. Wait, is Oakland trademarked?
No, that is a city.
No, it's a city.
Okay,
It's a
we're
city's
good.
name.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. So the Oakland professional baseball team, AAA affiliate.
And you met Austin, yeah, and
Met him.
it's a good
I talked
time.
to him about 5 minutes. Good time. Good guy.
Good.
He actually he bodied me as well because my wife took a picture of us together, and he looked buff as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like fat with a beer gut, and so I've been bodied twice in like the last 72 hours. It's not been good.
Not fat.
Did your wife
You looked healthy. You just look like you had a lot of, just enjoyed yourself.
I did.
You can
Did
also
your wife just go on like a long bathroom break after that? She's like, "Oh, I'll see you in like 20 minutes. I have to go to the bathroom."
Yeah, and I was texting Austin like, "Hey man, come down here." He's like, "I can't. I'm busy."
Oh.
And Aaron was, and my wife. Sorry, trademark. My wife was gone, and who knows what happened.
You can follow Austin at MerkBrunk21 if you want to tweet him some of your fantasy football questions. He's very smart. Austin is the opposite of everything you should do in Dynasty in a good way. When he wants to win now. He doesn't believe in picks, and he hates rookies. And his teams are in the average of 30-year-old. Mostly are all 30, but he wins games. So you will definitely get him if you say his team is classic. So MerkBrunk21.
Look for the football emoji.
Yes, because he used to be Brunky21. Now he's MerkBrunk21. So don't forget that.
He is the definition of good analysis factor.
Yes. And we didn't mean to throw any other site under the bus earlier, but that nickname was used against them once, and it's a great nickname. And so
that actually might be trademarked too.
Damn it. Not Bad Analysis Factory. So a couple topics we wanted to, we want to be pretty topical, so we're going to try to get this out today, tonight, and before this all becomes old news and fake news. Big trade. I know. There's been like 8 things that have happened in the last 10 minutes.
And like 10 minutes after it happened, it was old news.
Huge trade in the NBA yesterday. The Celtics, the Boston Celtics, and the Cleveland Cavaliers, the 2 teams that met in the Eastern Conference Finals last year, made a big trade. Kyrie Irving, pretty much a lot of people, a lot of places, and a lot of guys moved places. But the big part was Kyrie Irving going to Boston, Isaiah Thomas going to Cleveland. What does it mean for the East, guys? Is LeBron still the top dog without Irving? And does it really matter as long as the Warriors are good in the West? Zach, you want to give us some thoughts on that, please?
I mean, does it really even matter? Because didn't the Celtics go to the semifinals as well too last year? So it's going to be the Celtics and Cavaliers again.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
Does it really change anything besides just the guys' uniforms?
I see that Boston also gave up the Nets first round pick. So Cleveland has a chance to get the 2018 first overall. If LeBron leaves after this year, they're going to get another
it's
first.
The next year.
Yeah.
It's the next year. It's going to be a 16th overall pick and not good.
The Nets are not good at basketball though.
Yeah, but they're going to be good this year.
Oh.
I bet.
Oh. Josh, what about you?
I don't really think it fucking matters because it's going to be whoever lines up in the East to play the Warriors and get smashed in 5 games. The NBA is boring. The NBA is terrible now. I don't really follow any of the news or care because it doesn't matter. They're all just lining up to get destroyed by the Warriors.
I tend to agree.
I think that maybe the Celtics win this year in the Eastern Finals against the Cavs, but then they just get their asses kicked by the Warriors. So
yeah, basketball is not like the other sports in terms of these playoffs. The best team usually wins all of the time. 90% of the time, they win all of the time.
What happens to the West though when LeBron goes to the Lakers?
Then the Celtics go to the finals every single year to get beat by whoever makes it to the Western Conference Finals.
It's literally just the Celtics and the Warriors, and then whatever team LeBron is on in whatever division.
Yep.
All right.
People forget that LeBron has made it out of the Eastern Conference every year since 2010. So someone has to stop him. So that was talking basketball. None of us here are really basketball fans. Eventually, we're going to get our 2 basketball. I know you're a big Suns guy, and Josh has not. They have not gotten basketball in Tennessee yet. I have the Bulls. I had my Jordan for 6 titles, and the Bulls are a joke now. But I will not remember any of those NBA titles, and just enjoy living vicariously through the past. Eventually, we'll get our 2 basketball gurus here, Tom from Boston and Slow from Philly. You can follow them both on Twitter as well. but I can't get.
Transaction is underscores Tom.
Yep.
And slow is.
Slow is
Type in slow.
ADP Mercs _ slow. And then they're more basketball guys. We're not basketball guys. We're barely football guys. And as you can see, that's a struggle. Baseball, huge. Where'd Zach go? Zach's off the Google Doc. There he is. Baseball. Today, I asked the question yesterday, are the Dodgers peaking too early? They're like 55 games over 500. No one's going to catch them in the Western Division. They're resting half the rotation. And today, they almost had a no-hitter. They literally lost in a 10th inning no-hitter, 1-0. I mean, are they peaking too early? Are the Cubs back? What's going on? Zach, tell us.
The Cubs, they're definitely not peaking. They don't have two of their top pitchers right now. I don't know how they did so poorly against the Pirates right now, but I mean, I still don't think they're peaking too early. Once Kershaw comes back, I think they'll be fine. Once Darvish is healthy, I mean, you got to realistically think that they're about to clinch. They're about to clinch, and we have like a month and a half left. A month left.
But do you see that as being too complacent, where they're going to be rusty come the NLDS? Remember, they got to play. They're going to most likely play either Colorado or Arizona in the first round, and those teams are going to be coming off a wild card win, and you never know what happens. And that's pretty familiar out there with those Western Division teams.
No, man, this is different than the NL West. And the Dodgers are going to see the D-backs or the Rockies, and they're going to sweep them in 3 games. That's how that's going to go.
Oh, man, that's hot. That's a hot take. I mean, it doesn't matter, really, because they're going to lose in the NLCS to my Cubs as they repeat, but that's beyond the point. I worry. I mean, baseball, you're going to win 60 and lose 60. I mean, that's just how it goes. I mean, you can be hot as hell and everything, they can lose 15 of the next 25 games. It doesn't matter. They can probably lose 25 in a row and they'll still be in first place. It's just a matter of like, how are they going to be ready when it comes to the playoffs? They got Kershaw, they got Alex Wood, they have Yu Darvish, and then their bullpen is strong. But what happens if you catch a team that's hot and then it's like, oh, that's it. The best team in baseball seldom wins the World Series. You got to remember that too.
Except for last year, but
we forget that the Cubs had the best record in baseball and won the World Series. But they almost lost. I mean, that's just what happens. Like, that's just like the hottest team. Who thought that Cleveland was going to the World Series last year? Who thought the 06 Cardinals with 83 wins were going to win the World Series? It happens. Who's hot? Who wins 11 games first? So I don't think the Dodgers win the World Series. That's my take. I think that in the end, they will not win. So that's me.
America's pastime.
Baseball. Second topic on baseball. Giancarlo Stanton is just mashing right now. If you got him on your fantasy team, you probably picked him up as a late round pick because he was sucky last year. He might hit 60 this year. He literally might hit 60 home runs. No one's hit 61 since Sammy Sosa, I think. Barry Bonds and Sosa back in like 2001. Is it steroids?
Barry Bonds hit 73.
73. Yeah, 73 and 01.
Sammy Sosa had 63.
Yeah, that was the last two, I believe.
64.
So yeah. And those guys both have come back, steroids, this and that. People still want to say 61's the record. Josh, you said steroids because of that. So what is the real home run record? Is it what Bonds did? Is it what Ruth did? Is it Maris? And who really cares anymore?
It's what Barry Bonds did in 2001. It's 73. Baseball needs steroids if it's going to appeal to consumers like myself. You need to have at least one guy on your team, preferably a hitter, obviously, that's just roided out of his fucking mind.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think that it's a level playing field. Everybody had a chance to use steroids. Pitchers were using steroids. Roger Clemens was like 45 years old and had like a 1.70 ERA. And I mean, it's like, what do you think? Like, that's what happens. Like, you need it on both sides.
Right. Until someone hits 74 home runs, Barry Bonds in 2001 holds the record with 73.
There you go.
I'm a purist. That has an asterisk next to it, and it always will.
Oh, that's weird because I'm looking at it on the internet and it doesn't have an asterisk. So
yeah, well, it depends on what website you look. If you're looking at a cheater approved website, then
so Zach, what is your take on it?
Roger Maris, 61-61 is the home run record.
But see, now you can say that, oh, well, they had 162 games, and Ruth did it, he had 154.
Didn't Roger Maris have 154 as well?
I thought he had 162. That's what the asterisk is for.
I think he bumped it up the next year. They bumped it up the year before. Or year after. I don't know.
Then what was the asterisk for 61? I think that's because he had more games.
You know, who really knows? There's a lot of asterisks in just language. So, I mean, I really don't even know. I mean, I still believe 61-61 is the record, though.
All right.
Ruth, the great Bambino, the Sultan of SWAT.
Okay. All right. Fair.
Wait. Is the Bambino guys the same guy from Sandlot?
No, that's Babe Ruth Bambino.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yes.
I'm shocked, Josh, that baseball does not cater to you guys down there in Tennessee.
With how slow it is and just like
simple. It's simple. It is
a
simple game.
Down to earth.
Yeah.
You know, it's real.
It's real grassroots.
Watch it. If you're completely intoxicated, you could
like I am right now.
Yes.
Okay. Well, but that's the thing though. Here in the South, we like concussions and we like violence. So football is what dominates.
Yeah, which is why you guys will never advance socially.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah, that's true.
We have 3 libraries in the South, okay? So
Nice. 2 of them are from the Confederacy, I'm sure.
Yep, and they have Confederate flags flying in front right now.
Yeah, so
I bought my house with Confederate currency.
I believe
Sure
it.
you did.
I believe
I
it.
don't doubt that.
Yep. We can't. Can that be on the pod? That can be on the pod, right? That's freedom of speech.
I guess, but ESPN will probably block us.
Yes.
We're protected.
I think we should try to hire Bob Lee for. He should have gone as Bob Lee. That's his fault.
Bob Lay.
Yeah. There is a Bob Lee.
Bob Lee.
Bobby Lee. He should have been known as Bobby Lee. Like that's his fault. Regardless, that's for another time. Bodied. We already did bodied. Guys, football talk. That's usually what we do here. The Botch Pod is going to be based on a lot of bad football takes and thoughts. A lot of news this week. Some small, some big. Josh brought to my attention that Deshaun Kaiser has been named the starting quarterback of the Browns. Who does that help? Who does that hurt? The offensive line is better than last year. They are still the Browns. Josh, what do you think?
I think it helps everyone because all the other quarterbacks on that roster are complete trash. I liked Kaiser coming out pre-process. I watched a lot of film on him. I was a big fan. Liked his deep ball, liked his accuracy, arm strength. My man Corey Coleman is about to ball out this year if he can stay healthy. I think if Kaiser hits, real talk, let's be serious for a minute, guys. Can we be serious?
Yep.
If Kaiser hits, the AFC North better watch out because the Browns are just a few pieces away.
Are the Browns back?
They've been back.
No.
They've been back. The Browns are awesome.
All right. Well,
So they're not.
favorite
Actually.
team.
well, I mean, to Josh's point, I mean, Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, he's already, apparently he's going to retire. He could retire next year. Don't draft any Steelers. Remember that. Flacco, he got his back problem. You don't really know what you're going to get out of him, and
And he's old. So don't
he's
draft
kind of
him.
old. He's in year 10. You cannot draft anybody. So stay away from Mike
Is
Wallace.
Flacco still elite?
That's
no question.
No, he's
All right.
very bad. And then the Cincinnati Bengals, same year, Flacco and Dalton. I mean, they're probably on the back end, and AJ Green's like, you cannot draft him this year. So why not the Browns, especially in best ball, which you can play on draft.
At draft.
It's draft.
At draft is the Twitter.
Playdraft.com is where you can play with a free promo code Fakes Pigskin for limited time only. Anyway, Corey Coleman, best ball. Josh
At
Gordon,
Playdraft. It's actually at Playdraft.
whatever.
Draft, but at Playdraft.
You mentioned that Marquise Wilson was cut. Speaking of the Jets earlier, like, is he done? Is the Washington product? Is he done?
He's finished.
He was cut by the Bears. He was cut by the Jets. That's bad, right?
That's bad. You're done. You need to go to Canada. Get your agent calling the Saskatchewan Roughriders because you're going to the Canadian League.
No, you know what? Great point. Huge narrative and a big revenge opportunity. Marquise Wilson goes to the Montreal team where Mark Trestman was his coach. Yeah, Mark Trestman and him reunite. And then,
I like it.
Yeah, you never know what happens then. People forget that Trestman coached him.
People
I'm
forget about
surprised
that.
you guys haven't mentioned kind of the biggest news that I've seen in football, at least like the past week. Des Bryant got released.
Yes, he did. Des Bryant was released.
Yep.
Des Bryant is no longer playing.
He's out. He's done.
Yeah. So that is that's real too. I mean, that is not a fake. That is not fake news. That is not a red herring.
Desmond Bryant.
Desmond Bryant is no longer a member of the defensive line of a team. Browns, I believe.
The Browns.
Yeah.
Desmond
Huge
Bryant.
Browns guys over here. Real injury news with the receiver. Odell Beckham Jr. Got hit low by the Browns, ironically. He got hurt. He might miss a game. They say maybe 1 or 2 with an ankle sprain. Is he still a first-round pick in redraft?
Yeah. He might even be the top pick overall in fantasy.
Over David Johnson and Le'Veon Bell?
Over Le'Veon Bell, maybe not David Johnson. Okay, so he's like a top 3 pick, but he's at least the first receiver you're taking.
Definitely.
Easily.
Yes. Even though Eli's old.
Oh shit. He's Evans over him because of Winston's age.
Good point. What about you, Josh? What do you think? OBJ, or as people call him like idiots, ODB, is he?
I hate it when people call him ODB. That's my biggest pet peeve.
The worst.
Can we spend like a whole segment on that, just calling people out?
Yes.
Call him ODB?
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone that calls him ODB. Fuck,
I'm gonna
the worst.
I'm gonna search. Yeah, fuck you guys.
You know what? Let's search right now. I'm going to search. Let's call people out. You're getting called out on Twitter, you jagoffs. Yeah,
Right.
ODB injury is a search. It's like a search topic. I hate everybody.
Odell is one word. You don't call him OD for the first 2 letters and then B. It's OBJ.
How do you say his name? Kian Fahey?
Yeah, he's from Scotland.
Doesn't he block everybody?
Go 15 yards. Go low, hated by fans and players. Go cautious. ODB touchdown, you cut. I don't know what ODB. Out of bounds. No.
Who is ODB is my question.
The old dirty bastard.
I need your help. Julio Jones or ODB?
Oh, man.
That's a tweeted Matthew Berry.
I hope he said Julio because there's no such person.
Yeah. Isn't ODB dead?
Yeah, old dirty bastard or old dirty.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, fucking people with their ODB shit.
At Mr_DFS. Is this the same team you had ODB Baldwin to start? Because I landed Marshall in the 6th as well. Douche.
Speaking of douche, what happens to the guys that drafted ODB and thought they were drafting OBJ? Are they bad? Are they done? Are they in trouble?
They're done. They're in trouble.
It's like the
ODB because he's dead.
It's like the people who draft David Johnson from the Steelers, and they screwed that up.
According to @BX2 to Heart, that's DA2 to Heart, Odell Beckham Jr. ODB is probably a void because I will say this: ODB sure knows where the cameras are. Going to be a long season, fellow NYG watchers. #Giants.
Imagine being such a fuck that you ignore that Beckham has like the greatest start for receiver in the history of football, and people still focus.
And even baseball too. I would say probably argue that he was.
And people still focus. They still focus on
basketball.
Beckham.
I think they should. I honestly feel like ODB should have been traded to the Celtics as well. Could you imagine that team? Watch out, Warriors.
ODB and Irving, yeah. No, here's it: 91 receptions, 96 receptions, 101, and people and over 1,300 yards every year. At least 10 touchdowns every year. Jesus. And people are still wondering about him. The people are the worst. I hate everybody.
They're the worst.
I hate everyone.
Just remember, we don't do this podcast for the people because we hate them. We do this podcast for ourselves.
Yes, this is true. We're turning into the people that have our inside jokes and post them and think we're smug jerks.
We are smug.
We are. And you can follow us at ADP Mercs.
No, it's not. No. You can follow us at Botch Pod.
Botch Pod, at Botch Pod.
It's a botch.
It is, and it's been a pretty decent botch. Next topic, Le'Veon Bell. He's back. September 1st, he tweeted out. So it looks like he's going to skip.
Not back yet.
He's skipping camp.
He's back. will be back.
Skipping camp? You're right. That's my bad. He's skipping camp, and he's skipping all the preseason games. Great, he's back. Does Mike Tomlin hate him? Do we see a timeshare? Or is he in the doghouse? Or is he going to go out there and get 40 touches every week like he did last year? Like he was. I never understood how he just.
Mike Tomlin is not a moron. He's going to run Le'Veon Bell out there to start the season. He's going to have 40 touches, just like you said, 30 carries, 10 targets.
I love it. He's so good. He uses him so much. It's amazing.
He was the second best receiver on their team last year.
Behind Antonio Brown, who's almost 30. You have to cut him based on some sites. Hashtag UTH says cut, trade, bad. Everyone's bad.
Just
don't even play. Play till they're 25. I want to get one of them on here, if they'd be willing to explain, because people have a bad perception of them.
I agree with that.
I want to know.
I used to be a UTHer.
The perception is you just punt forever, perpetually punt, but not really, because they seem to be right sometimes. So you just hope that you're hitting on every single first and second round pick.
Isn't everybody right sometimes, though? I
heard. That's what I heard. That should be our slogan here. But I want to get one of them on here just to explain, like, hey, we have logic behind what we say and do. So whatever. Any more football talk, guys? Anything else going on? I know Zach, you saw some stuff on the Twitters.
There was some pretty neat stuff going on. Most of it was yesterday. I don't remember anything from today. Just lots of Josh being mad at everybody, which is pretty typical. Debbie got involved. Debbie Downer. She went hard today.
I got bodied.
It's been nice. I haven't been on Twitter much this week. It's just the same shit every day now. The preseason just brings out the worst in people. The absolute worst.
Every player is going to get over 1,000 all-purpose yards and 10 touchdowns this year. Did you know that? I saw that on Twitter today. Every single one of them.
It's brutal. Look, Des Bryant cut. Wow, Mary Kay Cabot called it first.
Oh, she did.
Yep. Also, did you see that MT got cut? MT.
He did?
Yeah, MT.
Wow. By a team that was tied to Drew Brees at some point in his career, it looks like.
And Darren Sproles.
People forget that he played for them both.
Yeah, he's an offensive lineman for the Chargers, but MT. Max Turk.
Yeah. I mean...
Also, there was... I don't know if you guys saw this one. It's pretty big news for deep dynasty leagues. Sankey. Yes, he's a huge sleeper. Sankey got signed by the Colts.
Sankey is back, and that's going to be a lot of competition. A lot of competition in that backfield.
And when I say deep, I mean those IDP leagues, because it was a linebacker, Darnell Sankey.
Oh.
Sankey nonetheless.
The brother of former running back Bishop Sankey.
Brother-in-law.
Oh.
Same last name, though. Whatever the hell that works.
Guys, how do we do today? Real talk.
I think we did really well, considering my alcohol level and considering the fact that it's midnight on the East Coast. Yeah, we have clocks in the South.
I am sober. But I'm burnt out.
How do you guys know what time it is when the sun goes down? How do your sundials work at night? Is there a moon dial?
Yeah, it's a moon dial. It's pretty. We were fucked during the eclipse, man. We didn't know what was going on.
I'm sure half of the state killed themselves.
No, they didn't really kill themselves. They just stopped doing anything. Like they just kind of like all the movie theaters just stopped playing movies. Everything time based. The trains just stopped on the track. Yeah, we still use coal trains here.
Like Thomas the Tank Engine.
Pretty much.
Like Thomas the Tank. Oh.
What are we doing this weekend, guys? Anything? Any sports that we should pay attention to?
No, it's
non-stop preseason.
It's college football week 1, isn't it?
That's next week.
That's next week.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I think it is.
It's like 6 or 7 days away.
Oh, Jesus. I thought it was always the week before. Always thought the week before Labor Day. That's why you're the resident college football guy.
Speaking of college football, go Vols. Speaking of college football, the Tennessee Volunteers, the only team we should be following if you're affiliated with the Botch Pod. We open the season on Monday in the new Falcons Stadium.
Ooh.
Yeah, we get to play Georgia Tech. It's the first football game played in the stadium. We get to play there before the Falcons get to play there. I think the Vols bodied the Falcons with that.
They did. The Falcons should be they should be coming off a huge, big win in the Super Bowl ready to repeat, and then they're not doing that. And then also they're not even opening their own stadium or opening at home. They're coming to Chicago.
Hey, what day is that on? You said it's on a Monday?
It's a Monday game. We start late.
So the new Chick-fil-A that'll be in the new Falcon Stadium will actually be open.
Yeah, it'll be open for us. See, we get to eat. Yeah, you're right. We get to eat Chick-fil-A and open their stadium. Isn't that great?
Exactly. And then it'll be closed every other game of the year.
Yeah. Bodied. Huh. See, that's what we need to figure. We need to find out what is bodyable like that. That's bodied. That was good. That was fluid right there, guys. And you're wrong, Josh. The other team you should be rooting for is Iowa. They're tied for first. Just because we play each other in every bowl game, because we both always finish like 8-4, doesn't mean you should talk shit.
Go Devils.
We open up against Wyoming, and then Iowa State, and then North Texas, and then Penn State.
Powerhouses.
Then Penn State. So Saquon is probably gonna run for like 670.
Saquon.
Suquan this. Penn State, Michigan State, Illinois, Northwestern, Minnesota, Ohio State, Wisconsin, Purdue, and Nebraska.
You just named off every fucking team in your division.
Yeah, good job. Everybody now will not know what you just said because you listed off everybody.
I'm sorry. Go Hawks.
It's fine. My Sun Devils open up against New Mexico State.
You can't cheer for college teams if you can't read.
And no, Josh, Zach's a huge Sun Devils guy.
I'm actually a huge Northern Arizona Lumberjacks.
Ooh.
That's your alma mater.
Go NAU.
NAU.edu. Hey, that's a pro tip right there. If you're looking at a college that has a .com, it is a unaccredited fake college.
Ooh.
Does Northwestern have a .com?
Yes, that's a real college.
But they're not accredited.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they are. We beat them in football too. So.
What is your problem? Northwestern's a prestigious college.
I don't think so.
We're gonna check up on that next
pretty
podcast.
sure.
Northwestern Journalism School lets accreditation lapse May 2nd.
Oh shit. Ooh.
Oops.
Wow,
Somebody
so
was
bodied.
Bodied.
Oh, I love it.
Bodied. Well, this has been nice. Hopefully we can get more of these. I hope we don't get fired by Fake Pigskin after this
We're already fired.
debacle. I don't think he knows I work there, to be honest. I think he doesn't know who I am.
He does. The other day he texted me. He was like, "Hey, Josh, you, Zach, and Matt need to get."
I believe it. I've you know what? I've kept my distance. I don't want to. What happens to us is we come in pretty hard and then we fizzle out. But I think that we have a great place that we're at right now. So just got to keep it up. You, Zach, and Matt. That's fine. I don't even they don't know I work there, so I don't really have to do it. There's no.
You can't get fired.
Exactly. There is no expectations.
Hey, can you tell Matt we gotta let him go?
Toby, for all you Friends guys, that happened to Chandler Bing once. The guy kept calling him Toby.
I don't know if you can say that.
Is that trademark? Damn it. So we owe like $50,000 in trademarks.
Yeah, send all of our cease and desist to the Walmart on Arizona Avenue and Pecos in Chandler, Arizona.
Josh, why don't you take us home, boss?
Okay, I will. And that does it for this edition of the Botch Pod. How do you do an exit like that after we just bullshitted? Anyway, thanks for tuning in. We're sorry you'll never get that time back. As always, we are Josh Bennett. You follow me on Twitter at DynastyJosh. Michael Vincent, you can follow him on Twitter at MVTweetsHere. And Zach Van Kirk, you can follow him on Twitter at ZachVK. That's three.
It's ZAC Sounds like a fucking adult. That's an adult call number, like a 1-900 in the 80s.
It's the worst handle ever.
It sucks.
The handle is
10,
terrible.
3, 2, 1.
And you can follow our podcast on Twitter at Botch Pod, and we're always down to answer questions. We probably won't give you good answers, but we'll answer them. Be sure to shoot them our way. Don't be a downer. Don't be an asshole. Be sure to check out our work on fakepigskin.com. Matt's got some new articles coming out. And sign up for our mock drafts. We need mockers. We are still the ADP mercenaries at heart. Don't forget.
But don't search that anymore.
Don't search it.
It doesn't exist. Does not
no,
exist.
We're the Botch Pod. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Peace.
Bye.